for the worst, and hopefully not, PhilHealth will be ready to pay for 32,000 pesos as a matter of a severe pneumonia package. And so these are the directives of our dear President, and this will be implemented as soon as possible. The DOH has also issued detailed guidelines on this, complementing DILG's Memorandum Circular on the amended Guide to Action Against 2019 nCoV, issued once again by Secretary Ed Año on February 6, 2020. Thank you very much, Secretary Ed. Now, just two more slides. This particular slide pretty much summarizes what the LGU's contribution is to the response. First is to mobilize your barangay emergency health response teams in terms of risk communication and community engagement. Number one, uphold good sanitation practices and continuous reiteration of the need for personal hygiene and infection control measures. Number two, limit or avoid mass gatherings, at least until further notice. Number three, keep your constituents well informed. Help combat infodemic or the spread of fake news. The DOH is the only official source of information. In terms of surveillance, Mr. President, screen for PUIs or the persons under monitoring. Work with schools, hotels, condominiums, etc. Investigate, verify, and report cases through your local epidemiological surveillance units of your municipal health officer, city or provincial health officers, who in turn need to coordinate with the DOH Centers for Health Development. Second, monitor the PUMs on self or home quarantine and regularly report. Third, perform contact tracing as needed, and if this proves to be difficult, you are encouraged to seek the help of the PNP, and they have been very, very effective in our last contact tracing efforts. Fourth, refer to the level 2 and level 3 hospitals judiciously, as I have explained that lengthily a while ago. When there are confirmed patients under investigations, levels 2 and 3 hospitals need to facilitate extraction of PUIs from the community by providing transport services, since we want to avoid them taking public transportation where they can expose more people. This is also one of the directives, clearly, of our dear President, when he said we need to designate a permanent transportation or vehicle that will just be used for the transport of patients under investigation needing higher level of care in the various hospitals. And of course, hospitals need to make isolation rooms available and make the necessary referral to the RITM, our National Reference Laboratory for testing. Hospital management should make available PPEs for your hospital staff. We will do the assessment as we have very limited supply, not because we have said so, but because the global supply is in shortage. And so we have to be very judicious in terms of the distribution of these PPEs to the various local and national government hospitals. Now, allow me to use this time to reiterate that masks are only for health workers and not advisable for health members of the community. So, wag po tayo magsusuot ng mga mask kung wala naman po tayo mga sakit. So, napaka-importante po ito na bigyan diin sa gitna po ng ating kakulangan ng supply sa ating pong mga mask. Key message number 2. That summarizes what the LGU counterpart response will be. To ensure coordination, we are using the NDR-RMC platform where DOH will lead the response cluster. My final point for today, Mr. President, is to prepare for the possibility of local transmission. As they say, it is not a question of if, it is a question of when. When there is local-to-local transmission, and I think this is very important, extremely important to underscore. We are already at the door 4 at the epidemic surge, considering the evolving nature of this etiological agent, the 2019 nCoV. It is difficult to say if it can be at all prevented. But the best case scenario is to localize it in a specific geographical area. For example, during the SARS outbreak, we were able to contain this in Alcala, a town of Pangasinan. Hence, given this model, I enjoin all of you, our dear local chief executives. Number one, let us be transparent with our cases. Keep our constituencies adequately informed and their fears allayed, and keep our communication lines open so we can respond soonest in most efficient manner. So on this note, Mr. President, I'd like to end my presentation, and I'm open to questions from you, Mr. President, if there is a need to. Thank you, sir, and thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Secretary Duque. And now to introduce our guest of honor and speaker, may I call on the Secretary of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, Secretary Eduardo M. Anio.
My fellow public servants, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit now. Salamat po. Sandali lang, ha? Agriculture Secretary William Dar, Health Secretary Francisco Duque III, Interior and Local Government Secretary Eduardo Anio, and the other members of the Cabinet, Senator Bongo, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, local officials here with us today, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Tinignan ko yung prepared speech ko, whether I would just read it and go home or may gusto akong sabihin sa inyo. Pero for the first time in my life, na wala akong nakita ni isang tao umubo o umatsing. That is ako na lang. I was waiting for the atsing or ubo. Panay siguro, huwag kayo mahiya. Hindi. Sabi nga ni Secretary Duque, wala naman to. Actually, in every generation, in every epoch, meron talaga yung tinatawag nila na it's a, well, if it's local, pandemic, regional, could be pandemic. But the last one was, I think, the Spanish flu. I don't know if it was after this World War II or yung maraming namamatay. But you know, the great cleansing of the world, it passes on. Tapos, hindi naman lahat na mamamatay. Meron talagang nabuhay without even the precautions, was just, let it be. If it's our time, which is also wala ka namang ibang refuge as an answer, just say na, kung panahon ko naman talaga. Hindi ko na mapigilan yan. So what is the simple excuse of a simple man? And because I am just a simple man, I can only give you a simple excuse. If you want to cough, do it now. If you want to sneeze, sneeze it. Walang problema dito. No, I don't believe in that. Totoo, hindi ko believe itong mga sar-sar, mga ano. Never, wala yan. Only a few. Siguro yung mga gobernador na maraming kasalanan. But really, ganito yan eh. What I would like to stress to you is this. There are some kibitzers in politics, idiots if you may, na pagputok nito, they're asking, what is the government of the Republic of the Philippines doing? We do not see any infrastructure there to meet this. All pessimistic. All na gusto lang talagang magkaroon ng takot. Alam mo, tayo yung infrastructure. I have well, of course, my powers, and Secretary Duque handles the Department of Health. Sa Department of Health, meron namang provincial, municipal, city, at saka yung mga ano ninyo, barangay health workers. This will really be the frontliners when the time comes. Kung isa lang ang namatay, and you hardly cannot connect it with the coronavirus, then that is really parang you sound an alarm there, and it's a stupid thing. Wala naman dito. And of course, even if kung nagkakamatayan na talaga, at ang mga Pilipino doon pinagtutulak na, whether you like it or not, I will bring them home. I will bring them home because they have no other country to seek shelter. It's their country. Saan pa pala sila tatakbo? So, sabi ko, kung ang Pilipino doon pinapaalis, ipupunta tayo. And we will marshal all available carriers there by ship or by air. Kunin natin sila. And of course, there will always be precautions. Ang caveat dyan is do not break the rules. Kaya pagka ganon, you break the rules, you forgo with some of the protocols, ayaw ninyong makinig doon, kaya mas mabuting, that is when trouble starts. But if you can just listen to Secretary Duque, he will be as good as any other expert. Matagal na yan siya sa gobyerno. And I'm sure as a doctor and one who has attended several conferences abroad and local, he has the working knowledge of how to cope up. But I said, when it comes to a pandemic level, then there's no way that we can shrink away from the trouble of bringing them home. We have to bring them home. Ang ano lang is, sabi ko, impose the rules and I'll tell them to strictly follow it. Ganito, disinfectant ka agad, pati yung aeroplano, lahat yung tao, tapos covered, and the ones doing the medical also are protected. Pagdating doon, maghubad, maligo, then I think it would be good and would go a long way to minimize our problem today. But pero kung sabihin mo na magsisigaw ka dyan, magsisigaw ka, wala man yung mangyari. You want to shout to the heavens? Go ahead. Would it prevent the corona from invading the country? No, long before the alarm was raised, marami ng mga Chinese and Filipinos, hindi lang Filipino-Chinese, yung Filipino talaga, by skin and blood, na pumunta na doon. Nandito na yan sila. And so kung sabihin mo na if it's a matter of contamination, we'll just have to rely on the antibodies of, how strong the antibodies of the Philippines are. Medyo hindi madali itong Pilipino matamaan ng mga sakit. Una-una, malakas magdasal. Umubo naman kayo dyan. Pangalawa, they're better off than the others actually in following rules. It is when you do not follow the rules that trouble comes in. And that is true for every human act. Gaya ng if you the rules, there is a rule that you do not do drugs, and then you have to pay for the price. Ganun, for in negligence dito in the handling of itong mga persons coming home, that is when the trouble starts. But if you just follow the rules, wala mga problema dyan. Doke has the expertise. Mga kalaban lang nila yan sa politika. But is the most seasoned cabinet members dyan. Maniwala ka. Matagal na ilang presidente yan sa dyan. Ambak lang siya, president dito. Ilang president na tatlo? Apat? Tatlo? See? Eh, kung may natamaan na ng corona, siya na. Tagal niya apat, sige lecture dyan. Well, I will just read the speech. In fairness to the ladies who prepared this. Hindi naman basta-basta i-type-in mo ito ng ilang. I am pleased to join today our local chief executives from across the country to address the current compelling situation facing our nation, particularly affecting public health. Alam mo, isingit ko na lang ha. Huwag kayong mainip. Tapos naman kayo nagkain, no? Nakabulagta na yung dyan eh. It's not only a public health. Hindi lang ito. Well, of course, it's public health because it would require hospitalization, treatment, everything. So it becomes also a public health. Pero itong druga, sabihin ko sa inyo, until now, you read the crawlers. Sinisingit nila pala sa TV, yung tumatakbo. They are called crawlers. O pabalik ba yan pag ganun? It's still, at this late day, the drug problem is still with us. And by the millions. But walang mangyari sa Pilipinas niya. It is the next generation who will suffer if we fail. Tayo talaga ang matawaan. Kasi ang mga anak natin, they're facing a problem na hindi pa nila alam or nakisali na sila. So, kung hindi talaga natin higpitan ng husto at higpit para maipit yung ulo, mamatay, putang ina, you have to do something about this. Kaya ako, sabi ko kay yung bagong chief, si Andy, balasa mo lahat na yung mga pulis na tainted with them. Basta yung may mga kunting sa droga, alisin mo. lahat. Kasi pag hindi, magkakaproblema pa rin tayo. I'm not saying that I'm the only one who can solve it. Maybe my successor will do better. Who knows? I cannot claim the only one to be the savior of the nation. Pero ako, pag hindi ko ito titirahin talaga, ang next generation nito, tatamaan and will still be bugged with the problem of health. Sa Amerika, ayaw na lang admitahin, mabaski kayo na pupunta kayo mga gobernador, punta man kayo ng Amerika. Look at dyan sa San Francisco. Wala nakalhilira dyan, ha? Walang ginagawa. Look at what wala po rin. Opo, yan. Para hindi ka mahiya. Huwag mo pigilan. Didikit yung mata mo sa maluluha ka. Yan ang isa. Pangalawa, ang droga kasi pera. Pera yan eh. And it's very dangerous. That's why itong mga pulis, pumapasok talaga sila. No amount of increase of salaries, double. Hoping. But the large part of the police force sa ating, okay sila. Pero nandyan pa yung nagpaiwan, uubusin talaga natin yan. Kaya kayong mga ninja dyan. Ninja lang kayo, panahon-panahon yan. May panahon, sikat kayo, pinapatay ninyo yung mga tao, layo kayo ng droga, laro ng dito, laro doon. Hindi na kayo makontento ng double your salary. You need millions. May mga resort kayo kung anong ginagawa niyo sa pera niyo. But in the end, kung maabutan ko pa kayo, tudasin ko talaga. Either you kill me or I kill you. Yan talaga ang usapan dyan. Baski hindi na ako presidente, gisingin mo lang ako kung gusto mo ng anong klase ang gusto. Kaya ka lang, Duterte, gumising ka dyan. Bababaan kita. Kasi yung mga putang ina kayo, wala na kayong boundary sa, wala na. About morality, about what is, wala na talaga, right or wrong. Puro na kayo kalukuhan. Kaya, kayong mga local executives, if you really love your country, do something about it. Hindi mo naman kailangan patayin eh. Torture mo lang hanggang mamatay. Tangina mga to. Akala siguro na yun. Hihiritan ko talaga. Kabagay, may nagwe-wane, pero nandiyan pa rin. Baski basahin ninyo. How is it that it comes to the amount of billions ang transaction? Kaya kung ganun, hindi mawala itong putang ina na to. Hindi talaga mawala. It's the corrosive money that wala talaga. Walang katapusan ito. Kaya ang totoo dyan, human rights. Kayo ang dapat tapusin. Because you love your country, whatever country you come from a happy country that is shit. Me, I love my country and I love yung mga bata pa. Talagang, huwag kayong pumayag. Kapag may pulis na droga, ipapatay ninyo. Marami naman dyan sa barangay, mga killer. Dunggab lang. Di mga kailang barilin. Totoo. Ako sinabi ko sa mga pulis, Pag masabit kayo dyan sa trabaho ninyo, ako yun. Turo mo. Si Duterte yun, sir, ang nagturo sa amin. And I will protect you. Yung may kaso ngayon, hindi ko tinulungan, pero anyway, nabiniyang abogado na ito. Granada niya yung silda, 10 2 granada, patay lahat. So, murder. Sige lang. Ano ka lang, huwag ka mag-alala. Hanggang life imprisonment ka lang. Sure. Sige. Finally, last week, everybody was acquitted. Meron ako magtulong. Hindi ako sinasabi na binibili ko. Hindi ko na sabi ko ng pinapakiusapan ko ang judge. Hindi ko rin pinapakiusapan ang police. Ay bantay rin kayo dyan sa ninyo. Malaman ninyo yan eh. In every town, every city, malaman ninyo kung sino yung mga piskal dyan. Especially if may kita na may bahay, may resort, tapos kasi hindi ko masinasabing pangit yung nila. Pero yung mga kasama nila, bata na at maganda. At ang diferensya nila malayo na hindi niya asawa yan. Maniwala kayo. Pareho rin sa mga gobernador pareho man tayo. Ano ba ang nireklamo ninyo? So, ito yung inaano ko lang sa iyo. The greatest threat talaga is drug. Ito namang, let me talk about itong visiting forces agreement. There are always pros and cons. Yung mga PMA natin, naintindihan ko yan. I assure ko, naintindihan ko yan. They always lean towards the Americans. Because pag graduate nila, punta sila ng America training, all of these things. And we did not have it with the Chinese. Alam mo, we've been fighting the communists for 53 years. Kung nakatulong talaga ang Amerika, putang ina naman hanggang ngayon. If it's just a matter of weaponry, sabihin mo, kailangan namin itong, it's just that to go abroad and nothing else. And training, dito may balikatan. After the balikatan exercises, they go home with their armaments. They do not leave it with us. Wala. Tsaka kung bumili ka, mahal. Ngayon, I'll make it public because public official ako. Si Trump pati yung others are trying to save the visiting forces agreement. Sabi ko, ayaw ko. One is that napaka-bastos ng Amerikano. Talagang sobrang bastos. Kung kayong mga CIA dyan na kikinig ngayon, mga amboy, mga putang ina, sabihin niyo yung gobyerno niyo, bastos kayo. Imagine demanding the release of the Lima under threat that we will not receive the aid at may kulatilia, that all persons who had a hand in the imprisonment of the Lima will not be allowed to go to the United States. Putang ina. Ano bang nasa Amerika, putang ina, ganunin mo ako? What is there in America? Labas ka sa gabi, ay puta. Punta ka ng sa LA, sa South Side, o Washington. Ang police mismo magsabi, do not enter into that area. You will not go out alive. Mayroon ba tayo dito niyan? Tapos sabihin mo sa akin, puntahan ko yan. Ganun ang Davao noon eh. So sinabi ko sa kanila, dito lahat na sila halos dumaan Davao. Magpatayan tayo o umalis kayo. Ganun lang naintindihan nila. Kaya in Davao hindi, kasi ayaw rin Inday. Pero wala tayong makuha niya. Tapos AJK. Wala man, sabi ako, pinatay ko daw. Sino man pinatay ko? Wala man ako nalaman na sinabi ko, patayin mo yan si Ernesto Susobrado. I never, sinabi ko, do not destroy my country. Because if you destroy my country, I will kill you. Ano pa ang gusto nila niyan? Pag namatay ang drug lord, pwede ako, o di sige, punta tayo ng presuhan. Sanay man tayo noon na labas-pasok sa preso. Yan ang lamentation ko. Sobra sila kung uminsulto kasi. Sobra na. Bordering the trashing of our sovereignty. It's like a hiranan sa imong tiil. A rag where you wipe the shit of the dog kung nakatapa ka ng mabaho. Amerikano, gano'n. Sumubra eh. So, somebody has to remind them. Yung tulong ninyo sa Amerika, it started, hukbalha pa, sila palaba. Francisco, got the other name. Hanggang ngayon, despite of the American help, hanggang ngayon, putang ina hanggang ngayon, namamatay pa ako ng pulis pati sundalo every day. The Americans are there. And so, ang kapalit niyan is yung visiting forces agreement. It's a geopolitical issue, territorial. Hindi naman atakihin. Baski papaliguin ko si Jinping dyan sa Palau bukas, ilang. Wala man sa atin yan. They do not mean harm if we do not also do something that is harmful to them. Wala, pero kung sabihin na patulan nila tayo as a nation, that would be a lot of bullshit. Hindi tayo papatalunan na. Sa Amerika, we will be hit because the arms are here. And I really do not know, walang accounting if there are already nuclear arms inside the Philippines brought in by the Americans. You know, a few weeks ago, if you were reading the newspapers, the Philippine Navy was able to detect a U.S. submarine sailing over, underwater, but sailing over Palawan. Hindi lang sila nagpipirmiso. They just really think that we are a bunch of, sabi ko ayaw ko. Ngayon, may nagasabi sa akin, na sekreto ako lang, na huwag kang masyadong sa Amerikano, yung CIA. Sinabi ko, did I not tell you right at the beginning of the campaign, as president, I am ready to go down. And as president, I am ready to die. And as president, I'm ready to lose the presidency. Wag lang mo yung baboy. Ito ngayon, it is scrap up thing. I don't want you fucking with the dignity of my country. Better, we can live. We will fight. When will be the time when the armed forces of the Philippines and the police would be able to fight the wars on our terms? Yan ang gusto ko malaman. Kaya kung hindi, mag-surrender na lang tayo sa kanila. Mahirap yung kailangan, yung calibrated. Ayaw ko kasi pinapapunta ako ng Washington. Ang balita ko, yung girlfriend ko nasa Beaufort, somewhere in California, namatay na daw. So ano man ang pupuntahan ko doon kung patay na, tsaka matanda na yun. I would like to take this opportunity to commend the Department of Health for their prompt and efficient response in allaying fears among our people with the onset of the 2019 novel coronavirus acute respiratory disease. As of February 8, 2020, the country has only 13 confirmed cases of the corona, resulting in 1 death and placing around 230 under investigation. As reported by the Health Secretary Duque, there is a possibility of local transmission. To date, there is neither a vaccine nor specific treatment for the 2019 coronavirus. As such, I call on local executive officials to take urgent steps in preventing the spread of this disease in localities and immediate care for those who have been afflicted. I urge all of you to be more proactive in the management of cases, contact tracing, efficient prevention and control, and information dissemination of the coronavirus. Make sure that you will follow the protocol set by the DOJ and that our people have access to equipments and services that will be of help in fighting the spread of the virus. If it really goes out of hand, huwag kayong mag-alaala. May pera si Dominguez. Sama pala yung pera natin, sige na tago. Sabi ko may pera dyan, walang pera. Sabi ko, nasaan yung pera natin? Ayaw pero we have the money, I can assure you. And we can defeat this virus. I urge all of you to be more proactive in the management of cases. And, tapos na pala ako nito. Tinamaan ako ng virus. I trust that you will actively engage our schools, hospitals, and barangay health workers for more efficient and effective community response to avert possible outbreak that could affect the day-to-day lives of our people. I would also like to take this opportunity to assure all Filipinos that the national government remains to be on top of the threat of the coronavirus. We are prepared to handle this public health emergency in case the worst scenario happens. Alam mo, kung hindi natin kaya itong putang inang idioto na corona ito, hinahanap ko, gusto ko sampalin ang gago. We are a nation, at least we have our doctors. They should work overtime, the researchers, pareho lang man, to come up with a vaccine. But kung sabihin mo na pandemic talaga, then I will have to utilize for orderly and obedience of people, the military and the police. Kaya tignan ninyo, galit sila kasi ang police, dublado kaagad ang sweldo when I took over. I was talking to a group of congressmen. Hindi ito bola. You can check it out. Nung sinabi ko, kung hindi ninyo i-release yung sa train law, hindi ninyo tanggalin para sa sweldo ng police, magre-resign ako. Kaya kong mag-resign. Wala naman akong dito sa presidency. Wala akong, sabi ko nga dyan sa military, do not bring the weaponry and the armaments in Malacanang. Magpa-hambog kayo dyan sa Just come to me. Mayroon man ako. Almost all of my cabinet members, military officer. Di mo usap tayo. Gusto ninyo? O sige, kayo. Tawagin ko agad lang lahat ng, ito yung bagong hunta natin. At ito yung magsulbad ng corona. Bantay kayo pag hindi. Wala akong sabihin mo, I will be sad. As a matter of fact, I am really egging for it. Sa totoo lang, sabihin nila, matay ako. Mas mabuti. Sabihin nila, matanggal ako. Di, mas mabuti. Ilibing ako, mas lalong mabuti. Pagod na ako. I would like also to take this opportunity to assure all our Filipino brothers and sisters that the national government remains to be on top of the threat of the coronavirus. We are prepared to handle all public emergency in case the worst possible scenario happens. Ang akin lang sabihin ko sa iyo, maniwala lang kayo sa gobyerno. We mean in a crisis of involving deaths and getting people sick. We will do our very best. At maniwala lang kayo kasi yun talaga yung pinag-aral. Ito yung Department of Health, yan ang nag-aaral dyan Hindi naman tayo. What we will do our best. We have initiated the repatriation of 30 Filipinos from Wuhan City, China. Upon their arrival at the Haribon hangar at Clark Air Base on 9 February, they were safely and swiftly transported to the Athletes Village in the new Clark in Tarlac, which will be their home for the 14-day quarantine period. We will continue to coordinate with the DOH, other concerned agencies so that we can meet the needs not only of those who were not affected by the virus, but also the welfare of our frontline health workers. To all chief executives, I hope that this situation will further strengthen our commitment towards becoming responsive and conscientious servant leaders that our country can protect and rely on. May you continue working with us so that we can secure a stronger and healthier future for our country. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart your time with us. Talagang parang utang na loob ko na kita-kita tayo dito. At mapag-usapan to. Total, kung hindi mo man ako kapartido mo, nandito ako sa gobyerno, sumunod ka lang. Sumunod ka lang because I do not want a quarrel with you. And in the matter of the selection of the sites where people afflicted, if the worst happens, it is government who takes control, the national government. we will listen to you. We will listen to the local. You can maybe choose a better side, but eventually the decision will be for the welfare of the people. Daghang salamat.
Thank you very much, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, for gracing this momentous event. We are very honored with your presence, sir.